Hey guys, what's up? This is Gary, and today I'm going to teach you how to do this. Well, maybe not exactly, but the basics are going to be there. So what I'm going to teach you how to do is what's called a PK roll or a safety roll. And it looks like this. So now, this is super important for stuff like dropping from high heights or coming out of maybe recovering from maybe a difficult movement or something like that. And it's really the first thing you need to know before you try anything else. Because even a basic vault could go terribly wrong, and you'll end up like hurting yourself unless you know how to safely do one of these to roll out of it. Let's go and see how to do one. So one of the first little misconceptions, I guess you could say, with parkour roll or PK roll is a lot of people think you go straight over your back, which you don't. Technically you could do it on grass, but you don't want to. That's what's called a gymnastics roll and is meant for on pads only. What you actually want to do, you actually want to go, say you drew a line from one shoulder to the opposite hip, alright? So this is my good hand, I'm right-handed. This is what's comfortable for me. I go on my left shoulder, and then you want to hip the ground on your left shoulder, and then roll to your opposite hip, going across your back and across your spine. Because if you go straight over your back, you do it on like concrete or something like that, you can easily crush your spine. It's not good stuff. At the same time, a lot of people think you want to go straight to the side, which, no, you don't want to do either. That, you can break your hip, alright? All really nasty stuff, not good. So, how you're going to want to start out here is you can either start from your knees, from kind of a squatting position here, and you're just going to want to, one way that I like to visualize it is, I guess it's called like the thread the needle approach or something like that, is you're going to have one arm right out here, alright, and then you're going to take this arm, and you're going to thread the needle through here, and then roll through it. So right here, and alright, you roll through it. So, just one way of doing it is you just thread the needle and roll through it. That helps when I'm helping some of my friends out and whatnot with them. That helps a lot visualize, and it also helps get that line going from your one shoulder to the opposing hip. So, that's one way. Another way is, I guess you could just kind of try it. This one usually doesn't work out too well for people from what I've seen, but you can go and give it a try. See, sometimes it might just work. You just go and roll for it, alright? So, pretty simple, right? You're right here, coming in, got both your hands in, kind of use your knee to get a little bit of your lift there, and you roll over. And this is actually pretty good. I don't know if this grass is wet enough or not, but if you're doing it on wet grass or something, then it's actually a really good indicator to see, like, there should be a clear wet line on your back. And that's a good way to see, am I going too far forward, am I going too far to the side, because you want to be going right in between. Alright, and now speaking on the topic of wet grass, that's the other thing. You want to make sure you're practicing and starting out in something nice and soft. Grass works well, you can do it on like wood chips or so. Don't go starting out on concrete because you're going to hurt yourself and then you're going to be like, oh, this sucks, and you're never going to want to do it again.
Parkour sucks.
Alright, you want to be sure. I've practiced solidly for at least over 6 months to a year before I started practicing on concrete, kind of getting more used to it once I had gotten my my form down and everything. So, that's the other thing. A lot of people are less like, oh, well, I can do a roll now, let me just go jump off a roof. No, that's certainly not what you want to do. If anything, you're only going to be starting from heights, at the most about 3 to 4 feet when jumping off of it. Because it doesn't matter whether you're jumping from 4 feet or 400 feet. The fundamentals are going to be the same. The only difference is you need a lot stronger legs and you need to be able to react a lot faster, which you guys generally haven't built up that muscle memory yet. So make sure you're starting on grass with low heights. So now the next thing. You've been doing it off your knees, doing it off, kind of low positions. You think you've got it, alright? And I urge you, once you think you've got it, you might be about halfway there. So keep practicing. It's super important. Once you get there, then you're going to start moving into standing position, alright? This is going to be a little bit different just because you're going to have more momentum going into it, and you're actually going to have to control yourself a little bit more. And one thing that a lot of people do, they think that when you're coming in from a drop, you just kind of collapse and then roll. And it really doesn't do anything for you. Because basically the whole point of this is to turn down momentum into forward rolling momentum, to take the pressure off your knees and off your legs. Alright, so when you're coming in, if you just come right in and just kind of roll, it's not helping anything. You're absorbing all of it with your knees. Instead, you want to be coming in on the balls of your feet, coming right in here, and then diving forward. Alright, so let me go and show you one of those. Alright, so that's the next thing we're going to be working on. So, instead of just kind of going forward into it, you're actually going to want to be diving into it. Alright, because it's going to put a lot more of your momentum easily more horizontally and a lot less work on your knees, and it's also going to be easier on your back and shoulder. So, here's how it goes. You're right here, you come in, and then as you're coming in, you hit the ground right here, and then you roll right forward, okay? That's the thing, your knees and your head should never hit the ground. That's another thing this is working on protecting. Your head, alright? It's important. So, when you're coming in, your head should be tucking right under your arm, right? And never hitting the ground. So let's go and see a standing one. So let's go over a little bit of a recap here, okay? So, we know that when we want to be coming in, we want to be going straight from one shoulder to the opposite hip, alright? Doesn't matter which one. Once you get comfortable with one, you're going to want to start working on the other. Just, in case there's a situation where you can't roll one way, you can always roll the other way, alright? So, we know that. We also know that we want to be coming in, and then we want to be coming and diving into our roll. Alright? So, once we've hit the ground, we want to keep our knees up, kind of falling forward, I guess you could say, and then diving into the ground, and then rolling through it. Also, you want to be hitting the ground with strong arms. Not locked, not just limp, strong, right? They're going to help absorb some of your momentum, but you don't want to try and hold it all there. You'll break your wrists, stuff like that. As you're coming in, you hit it. Alright, coming in, keep your head, off the ground, through your arm, one shoulder, to the opposite hip, alright? So, give it a try, practice a lot, and then, here's a few more shots of it.
Always remember, note how as I'm coming into the landing, I'm keeping my feet in front of me and landing on the balls of my feet. As I come in, I absorb and then dive forward, not letting my knees or my head touch the ground, and simply roll through it and pop back up. And as always, thanks for watching.